Listen, you've been looking for inspiration everywhere. In books, in videos, in other people's stories. You're scrolling, searching, hoping for something that'll wake you up, light that fire inside your chest. But let me ask you a real question. When was the last time you looked in the mirror and realized you could be your own inspiration? Yeah, you. The same you that's been through storms, heartbreaks, failures, and still got up this morning. The same you that people counted out, but here you are, breathing, fighting, dreaming. You don't give yourself enough credit. You don't see how powerful you really are. You've been waiting on motivation when the truth is the greatest inspiration you'll ever need is already in you. It's not out there. It's not in someone else's success story. It's in your story. Listen closely, because this part right here, it's everything. Your story matters. Not tomorrow, not when you make it, not when you're rich, not when you hit some magical goal. No, right now, this very second, your story matters exactly as it is. The problem is, you don't believe that. You've been told you're too ordinary, too broken, too late, too early, too something. You've been convinced that your story only matters if it looks like somebody else's highlight reel. And because of that, you keep doubting yourself. But let me hit you with a truth you might have forgotten. Your story has power because it's yours. Nobody else has lived it. Nobody else has walked through your storms, heartbreaks, failures, and still got up this morning. The same you that people counted out, but here you are, breathing, fighting, dreaming. You don't give yourself enough credit. You don't see how powerful you really are. You've been waiting on motivation when the truth is the greatest inspiration you'll ever need is already in you. It's not out there. It's not in someone else's success story. It's in your story. Listen closely, because this part right here, it's everything. Your story matters. Not tomorrow, not when you make it, not when you're rich, not when you hit some magical goal. No, right now, this very second, your story matters exactly as it is. The problem is, you don't believe that. You've been told you're too ordinary, too broken, too late, too early, too something. You've been convinced that your story only matters if it looks like somebody else's highlight reel. And because of that, you keep doubting yourself. But let me hit you with a truth you might have forgotten. Your story has power because it's yours. Nobody else has lived it. Nobody else has walked through your storms, heartbreaks, failures, and still got up this morning. The same you that people counted out, but here you are, breathing, fighting, dreaming. Your story is priceless. Think about it. Every person you admire, every athlete, every entrepreneur, every artist, every legend, you know why they inspire you? It's not just their success, it's their story of fighting through setbacks, of failing and rising, of chasing a dream when nobody believed in them. And you've got your own version of that story. You just haven't given yourself permission to own it. Too often you minimize what you've been through. You act like it doesn't matter. You brush it off like it wasn't a big deal. But let me tell you, if it broke you, if it hurt you, if it pushed you to your limits and you're still standing, it was a big deal. That moment was part of your transformation, and someone out there needs to hear it. Let me make this clear. Your story isn't just about you. It's about everyone who will hear it, see it, feel it, and be encouraged to keep going because of you. There's a kid out there right now who feels lost just like you did once. They need to know it's possible to climb out of that hole. There's a person sitting in their room thinking about giving up, and your story could be the reason they don't. You don't even realize it yet, but your scars, they're somebody else's survival guide. Here's the part most people don't get. Your story doesn't have to be perfect to matter. Actually, the imperfections are what make it powerful. People connect with real. They connect with raw. They connect with honesty. Nobody's inspired by perfect. Nobody cares about the Instagram version of life with filters and fake smiles. What inspires people is the messy stuff. The nights you almost gave up. The mornings you didn't want to get out of bed, but you did anyway. The failures that crushed you, but also taught you. The grind no one saw. Your story matters because it proves resilience is real. It proves hope is real. It proves growth is possible. So let me ask you this. Why are you hiding your story? Why are you downplaying your strength? Why are you waiting for someone else to validate what you already lived? You've been through things that could have broken you, but they didn't. You're still here. You're still breathing. You're still pushing. That means you're not weak. You're powerful. That means you're not average. You're chosen. That means your story was never a mistake. It was preparation. Every tear, every heartbreak, every failure, every setback, it all adds up to something bigger. And when you own it, when you embrace it, when you stop running from it, that's when you become unstoppable. Listen, your story is your weapon. It's your shield. It's your proof. It's the fire in your chest. But a weapon only works if you pick it up. Too many people keep their story locked away, too ashamed, too afraid, too doubtful. But you can't inspire the world hiding behind silence. The world doesn't need another copy. It doesn't need another imitation. It needs your story, your truth, your grind, your fight. When you start walking with your chest out and your head high, not because you're perfect, but because you survived, that's when people notice. That's when people listen. That's when people follow. Because deep down, everyone is fighting their own battles. And when they see someone like you who fought theirs and kept moving, it gives them hope for their fight. Let me make this personal. You are living proof that survival is possible. You are living proof that growth is possible. You are living proof that transformation is real. And that proof, that story, it matters. So stop hiding it. Stop doubting it. Stop waiting for some future moment when you'll finally be worthy. You're already worthy. You're already enough. And your story is already powerful. Let me leave you with this image. Imagine standing on a mountain years from now. You look back at the climb, the pain, the blood, the sweat, the tears, and you realize that climb wasn't just for me. It was for everyone who comes after me. Your story is a map, a guide, a light in someone else's darkness. It's not just what you went through, it's what you overcame. And the fact that you're still here, that's the loudest testimony of all. So own it, live it, share it, believe in it, because your story matters. Always has, always will. You know what's stopping most people from becoming who they're meant to be? It's not lack of talent, it's not lack of money, it's not lack of opportunity, it's waiting. Waiting for the right time, waiting for the perfect moment, waiting until they feel ready, waiting for approval. Waiting until everything lines up. Let me tell you something raw and real. If you keep waiting for perfect, you'll be waiting your whole life. There is no perfect time. There is no magic signal. There's no big flashing sign in the sky that says, now is the moment to believe in yourself. The truth is, the perfect time doesn't exist. There's only now. Think about it. How many times have you told yourself, I'll start tomorrow? Tomorrow comes, and then what? Another excuse, another delay, another reason to push it off. Before you know it, days turn into weeks, weeks turn into months, and months turn into years. And all that waiting, it becomes regret. And regret, my friend, is heavier than failure. You can bounce back from failure. You can learn from failure. But regret eats you alive from the inside. Regret is wishing you had started when you had the chance. So let me shake you a little here. Stop waiting. Start being. You already have what you need inside you. You don't need permission. You don't need perfection. You don't need the whole plan figured out. You just need the courage to take the first step and be who you're meant to be. Because here's the truth. You don't become confident by waiting until you're fearless. You become confident by showing up even when you're afraid. You don't become strong by waiting until life is easy. You become strong by fighting through the struggle. Every champion you've ever admired wasn't born ready. They weren't sitting around waiting for the right moment. They stepped in while it was messy, while it was uncomfortable, while it was terrifying. And because they started, they grow into the person who could handle the weight. Here's what waiting does to you. Waiting keeps you safe, but safe doesn't change you. Waiting keeps you comfortable, which comfort doesn't build greatness. Waiting keeps you small, but small doesn't inspire the world. You've got dreams sitting inside you right now, big ones, loud ones, but they're not going to come alive while you sit on the sidelines. Dreams require action, and action requires courage. So let me say it again, louder this time. Stop waiting, start being. Let's get practical for a second. Who do you want to be? I mean it. Close your eyes for just a moment and picture the best version of yourself. The version that's bold, the version that's free, the version that's strong, the version that doesn't second guess, doesn't back down, doesn't hide. And here's the kicker. You don't need to wait until someday to become them. You can start being them today. Not next week, not next year, today. Start speaking like them. Start moving like them. Start carrying yourself like them. Because every little step you take in alignment with that version of you is proof you are already becoming them. Let me give it to you straight. Greatness isn't built in the future. It's built in the present. Every someday is just a lie that steals today. Stop saying, "I'll believe in myself when I succeed." No, believe in yourself so you can succeed. Stop saying, "I'll start when I'm ready." No, start now, and that's how you'll get ready. Stop saying, "I'll go for it when the fear is gone." No, go for it while you're scared, and watch fear shrink as you grow. Listen, if you want to change your life, you've got to take ownership of this moment. Not tomorrow, not when you have more money, not when you have more support, not when the stars align. Right now. This second is the only thing guaranteed to you. This breath, this heartbeat. And what you do with it, that's what defines your story. You want to inspire others? Inspire them by taking action when it's hard. You want to leave a mark? Leave it by showing up when it's messy. You want to become your own inspiration? Then start being it now. You've been waiting for life to hand you the right conditions. But let me break it to you. Life doesn't hand out perfect conditions. Life hands you challenges, setbacks, pain, and problems, and then it asks, what are you going to do with this? And the people who stop waiting, who start being, they answer with action. They answer with courage. They answer with grit. That's what separates the dreamers from the doers. Dreamers sit around wishing. Doers step up and start building, even when it's messy. So let me leave you with this. Imagine the version of you 5 years from now. Imagine them standing tall, proud, successful, fulfilled. Imagine them thanking you, not for waiting, but for starting, for refusing to hold back, for taking messy, imperfect action today. That future you is depending on the choices you make in this moment. So don't wait for permission. Don't wait for perfect. Don't wait until you feel ready. Stop waiting. Start being. Start living. Start moving. Start believing. Because the only thing standing between you and the life you want is the moment you decide to begin. And that moment, it's right now. Let's be real. Everybody loves to look up to someone. We put people on pedestals. We admire their strength, their courage, their success. And that's not wrong. Role models can push us. But here's the truth that most people never hear. You can't spend your whole life chasing someone else's story. At some point, you've got to stop asking, who inspires me, and start asking, how can I inspire myself? Because let's face it, those heroes you look up to, they're human just like you. They bleed, they cry, they doubt, they fail. But what makes them different is this. They learned how to pull fire from within. They learned how to look in the mirror and say, I don't just want to be like someone else. I want to be my own reason for never giving up. And that's where true power is. That's where freedom is. When you stop depending on outside voices to keep you moving, and you become the voice that keeps you alive. So how do you do it? How do you actually become your own inspiration? It starts with owning your story. Everything you've been through, the pain, the struggle, the mistakes, the setbacks, they're not curses, they're chapters. They're the bricks you're supposed to build your foundation on. Too many people hide from their story. They bury the pain, they pretend the failures didn't happen. But your story is your fuel. Think about it. Every scar you carry proves one thing: you survived. Every tear you cried shows that you kept going even when it hurt. Every obstacle you faced is proof that you didn't quit. That's power. That's strength. That's inspiration. Don't run from your story. Embrace it. Own it. Stand tall and say, "This is who I am. This is what I've fought through. And this is why I will never stop." The next step, decide who you want to be and live it. Sounds simple, right? But too many people live like life is happening to them instead of happening through them. They wait to find themselves. But listen, you don't find yourself, you build yourself. Every choice, every habit, every step you take is a brick in the house of your future. Ask yourself, if someone watched me live for a week, would they feel inspired? Would they see someone fighting or someone folding? Would they see someone growing or someone stuck? Would they see someone who keeps promises to themselves or someone who makes excuses? Here's the secret. If the answer isn't what you want, you have the power to change it. Right now. Today. You don't need permission. You don't need to wait. You can choose to show up differently. Wake up earlier. Work harder. Speak kinder. Stand taller. Refuse to quit. Even on your worst day. Even when no one's watching. Especially when no one's watching. That's when true inspiration is born. But here's the part most people don't understand. Being your own inspiration isn't about being perfect. Perfection is fake. Inspiration is real. People aren't inspired by flawless. They're inspired by authentic, by raw, by real. Be the person who admits when it's hard but keeps going anyway. Be the person who stumbles but gets back up. Be the person who cries and still fights. That's what inspires. That's what makes you powerful. Not because you never fall, but because you refuse to stay down. So stop chasing perfection. Chase authenticity. Chase growth. Chase becoming the kind of human you'd admire if you weren't you. Now here's the real magic. When you inspire yourself, you naturally inspire others. You won't even have to try. People will see the way you carry yourself, the way you handle setbacks, the way you refuse to quit, and it will light something inside them. They'll think, if they can do it, maybe I can too. And that's the ripple effect of being your own inspiration. You don't just lift yourself, you lift the people around you. Your family feels it, your friends feel it, even strangers feel it. That's how legacies are built, not by trying to impress the world, but by being the kind of person who refuses to give up, refuses to settle, refuses to let life break them. So how do you be your own inspiration? Let's simplify it. Own your story. Your past isn't shame, it's proof of survival. Live intentionally. Choose daily habits that reflect the person you want to be. Be real. Forget perfection. Raw and real inspires more than flawless ever could. Show up. Even when it's hard, even when it hurts, keep showing up for yourself. Shine outward. The more you inspire yourself, the more you inspire others without even trying. So let me ask you, are you ready to stop living as a fan of other people's stories and start living as the author of your own? Because every time you choose to fight instead of fold, every time you choose to rise instead of retreat, every time you choose to believe instead of doubt, you're building a version of yourself that future you will look back at and say, thank you for not giving up on me. Be your inspiration, not tomorrow, not when life gets easier, not when someone claps for you, right now. Because if you can look in the mirror and see someone who refuses to quit, someone who keeps pushing, keeps fighting, keeps showing up, then you don't need anyone else to tell you you're enough. You'll know, deep down, and that's the kind of inspiration that never fades. Here's something to think about. Your future self is looking back at you right now. The person you're becoming is depending on the choices you make today. Will they thank you, or will they be disappointed? Imagine 5 years from now looking back and saying, "I'm proud of me. I didn't give up. I didn't wait. I became my own inspiration, and because of that, my whole life changed." That's powerful, because when you choose to inspire yourself, you don't just change your life, you become a light for others. Without even trying, people around you will feel your energy. They'll see your fight. They'll catch your fire. And before you know it, you'll realize you became the person you used to look for. So let me leave you with this. Stop looking outside for what's already inside. Stop doubting. Stop waiting for a hero. You are the hero. You are the story. You are the inspiration you've been searching for. From this day forward, walk differently, stand differently, speak differently. Not because the world told you to, but because you believe in you. Be your own reason to keep going. Be your own light in the dark. Be your own inspiration. And when you do that, you'll find that nothing, absolutely nothing, can stop you. If this message hit your heart, if it made you feel something, don't let it stop here. Carry it with you. Share it with someone who needs it. And if you're ready for more messages like this, if you're ready to grow stronger every single day, then join this journey. Hit that subscribe button right now. Not just for me, for you. Because this is more than a channel. This is a movement. A place for warriors, fighters, dreamers who are ready to step into their power. So subscribe, join us, and remember this forever. You don't need inspiration. You are the inspiration.